Ang drive ko talaga para kumuha ng course at mag-aral ng panibagong skill is yung nangyaring problem sa akin during the pandemic. I got separated from my son and my family for more than a year. And during that time, I developed depression and anxiety. That's when I decided to resign from my work abroad and look for another way to survive here in the Philippines. I was ready to give up my work in Qatar along with the amount of the money that I'm earning. So many sleepless nights, so many anxiety attacks I was suffering during that time. And then one night, I cried to the Lord. I prayed to at least show me the way or let me know if I'm making the right decisions in my life. And I didn't know that Bedrock is God's way of answering my prayer. Yung Bedrock yung naging way para magkaroon ako ng new hope sa pag-uwi ko dito sa Philippines. Before we even graduated, I was able to land a great working opportunity in a good accounting and tax firm. I was able to nail the interviews because the course will not only teach you about the technicalities of accounting and taxes, but you will also learn how to develop confidence, how to present yourself, and believe in your ability. I am now working from home. I am enjoying my time with my son and my husband, free from anxiety and depression, and earning more than what I have prayed for. There's a great opportunity waiting for us in the U.S. tax industry. There's a scarcity of good accountants and tax preparers. If you want to be one, you can be one. Just believe in yourself. Always pray to God. His plans are always bigger, always brighter, always better than what we have in our minds. You just need to take action now. Pray and God will do His miracles.
Hi everyone, I'm Mariko Manalo.
Hello everybody, I am Eileen Cabanilla.
Hello, I am Kathleen Ikban.
I've been a corporate employee for more than 10 years, working in accounting.
I am virtual assistant since 2018, but before that I was working in the corporate world as a bank manager for almost 13 years.
Certified public accountant, and I'm also a registered financial advisor.
Transitioning to freelancing with the help of all the knowledge that I've learned from Bedrock and the accounting courses that I've done.
For now, venturing into freelancing, and I am now focusing to being an accountant.
I enrolled with the 13-week course, a Bedrock certification course, and I found about it on Accounting People's Group of Coach Yan.
My life before Bedrock it was difficult really in freelancing. You have to market yourself. Before yung Bedrock, nagkakaroon ako ng medyo confidence issue sa pag-a-apply. Ito yung course na naisip ko na pwedeng mag-boost ng confidence ko.
Lalong na-boost yung confidence ko to talk with clients.
Joe as a mentor doesn't only teach about US accounting, but his experience doing accounting in US. You cannot get that with other people kasi nandun siya mismo sa tawag nga natin ay war zone.
Iba kasi siya magturo. Gusto niya kasi na kung ano yung knowledge niya, gusto niya i-impart dun sa student niya. You are not only learning from him, pero natututo ka din sa sarili mo.
Kumbaga, hindi spoon feeding. He lets you think out of the box. Kumbaga, parang ganon. Ang dami ko talagang natutunan na hindi siya available online. Yung sinishare ni Joe sa classroom, hindi mo siya mahahanap anywhere. Wala sa YouTube, wala sa Google.
More than teaching, parang sa kanya yung students talaga parang family na rin. Ibihira naman yung ganong course na nagkikipag one-on-one sa'yo yung mentor. You cannot get this information or mentoring in other programs, not in the Philippines.
Yan posted it in our group. Joe is offering for a scholarship. I grabbed it agad-agad. And I was granted to become a scholar. Oh no, I told myself, wow, this is the chance that I will become an accountant. Since I am not an accountant. Actually, I cried. I was so happy that time.
After taking the course, I got multiple US clients.
Nag-post na ako ng certification ko. Pusot-pusot na yung offers sa akin. I received 10 offers, 12 offers. skill ka, lalo na pag accountant ka, lalo na pag may certificate ka na, marami talagang hahabol sa'yo, maraming mag-o-offer sa'yo. Kaya ikaw na lang yung pipili kung saan yung gusto mo.
Kung makakapag-build tayo ng ganitong career, working from home, having US clients, I think mas mabuboost yung work-life balance natin dahil dito.
Learning US accounting and tax preparer is a big leap for us freelancer. There are millions of clients who needs this service, so it is really in demand.
If you really want to equip yourself, magkaroon ng edge sa ibang mga freelancers, this is the great opportunity for you.
Okay, hello entrepreneurs, Philippine accountants, Joe DeCharis, CPA, coming to you live from downtown Metro Manila for another amazing student interview. And right now, Gemma, one of our former students, is trying to connect her camera and mic. And Gemma, if you're listening to me, these things happen. Just don't rush. We're gonna continue with the show. By what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk about some of the amazing things that are happening in the accounting world when it comes to Philippine bookkeepers and accountants, and how we're trying to capitalize on that with our Jumpstart community. If you're watching and you're a Philippine accountant, you need to join our Facebook group. It's free to join. It's a growing community. We have over 1,600 members already. We only started a couple of months ago. And the reason for Jumpstart, I'm not going to get into the whole story behind how we started Jumpstart and why, because it just grew organically. And to me, that was God opening the doors for what's going on right now. So to start out with, there's an extreme severe shortage of accountants in the U.S. Actually, in the whole world is what I've come to understand. But I deal with the U.S. accounting industry, and I've known this really for decades. Okay, Gemma has connected. I'll be right with you, Gemma. So there's been a severe shortage of accountants, which actually led me to work with my team here in the Philippines. And so we have this Jumpstart community to try to bridge, Philippine accountants into freelancing and over into the U.S. market, where there's like I said, a big need, and the American business owners have the money to pay. Okay, we're putting together a collaboration book, which is going to be a bunch of Philippine freelance accountants telling their story, which we're going to market to the U.S. Industry, U.S. accounting firms, U.S. businesses, to make them aware of the talent that's available here. And in doing so, I started doing some research, and I came across some really scary statistics. Number one, since 2020, there has been a net decrease in U.S. accountants of over 300,000. That means between people retiring and people entering the accounting industry, we have 300,000 less accountants than we started out with in 2020. What's even scarier is, as of right now, 75% of existing accountants are either at or near retirement age. So, what does that mean? That means we already have a shortage of accountants. The number of businesses in the United States is still growing, and it's going to continue to grow. It's been growing for a long, long time. It's not going to go down. In fact, more people are going into business. After COVID, 4 million Americans decided not to go back to work. A lot of them started their own home based businesses. Okay. Entrepreneurship is now an actual college major, so you can actually major in entrepreneurship. So a lot of people, are going to college not even expecting to go into a job. They're expecting to start a business. So what does that mean? It means it's a perfect storm of opportunity, especially for Philippine accountants. Okay, so that's what Jumpstart is about. It's really exciting. It's one of those paradigm shifts in an industry that you only see once in a lifetime. You only see once in a lifetime. My coach and mentor this morning, I met with him and I told him about this, and he said, "This is like what the airline industry went through decades ago." And what he explained to me was, airline pilots, where did the airline pilots come from? They came from World War II. Okay, when the war was over, there was a whole treasure trove of available airline pilots, and they went and became commercial pilots. Well, over time, those airline pilots started retiring, and there weren't enough new airline pilots. Big problem. Big problem for the airline industry, big problem for anybody that wants to travel. So the solution was they started these airline pilot schools to fill the gap. And over time, obviously now there's enough pilots because the airline industry, the travel industry is booming again. But there's another problem now, which I'm personally familiar with: air traffic controllers. I know this because one of my son's best friends, his father is an air traffic controller, and he just became an air traffic controller. And think about this: if we don't have enough air traffic controllers, there's going to be chaos in the skies. There's going to be chaos in the skies. So similar types of situations, a highly, what do you call it? A very technical skill. Not everybody can do it. Okay, the factors contributing to this are, there's numerous factors that resulted in the shortage of accountants, and one of the solutions is right here in the Philippines, and one of the ways that we at Bedrock are solving this problem is by doing a whole bunch of U.S. tax courses. And with that being said, I'm going to introduce our interviewee, one of my favorite students, Gemma. How are you, Gemma?
Thank you for asking, Joe. I'm good. Yeah.
I'm glad you could make it. I'm glad you got the technology down. One thing I learned when I started doing this: it's not if the technology fails, it's when. It's when, and you always have to have a plan B. So, thank you for agreeing to coming on. Uh, it's I know for a lot of people it's scary. I don't know if you've ever been interviewed before, but I know that I appreciate when you said yes.
Yeah,
So
actually, yeah, I'm interested also to share my experience and to inspire new students and upcoming students. Yeah.
and that's what we want to do. We want other people to see that not only is freelancing possible, but there's real life examples of people that have done it, like you. So what I'd like to do, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, uh, and you know, in the process, you'll get to tell your story. So
Mm,
the
sure.
first thing I like to know is what were you doing before freelancing?
Yeah, actually, before freelancing, I'm still in a corporate setup where I work as a full time finance manager. So I've been with this company for over 8 years so far.
Okay, so what? How did you learn about freelancing?
Actually, I learned this during the COVID time. So I saw a lot of group coming up, and then there's a lot of advertisement as well promoting this freedom to work anywhere. So this is the catch where everyone is really interested to like for myself, oh, this is interesting. Who wouldn't want to work anywhere and spend more quality time with your family? So this sells me out to uh, to learn more and research more about freelancing.
So were you still working when COVID hit? Did you still
Yeah,
have your corporate job? So you probably had to start working from home, right?
yeah. Actually, I may say our company is advanced already because prior to COVID, we already have the work from home setup where we can already work from home depending on the agreement with your functional manager. As long as we can deliver the task, the goal, then we can do so, but it's more regulated prior to COVID. But
Yeah.
during COVID and after COVID, there are changes, significant changes as to the guidelines of working anywhere.
So is this a Philippine-based company, or was this a foreign-based company that you were
This is
working
a
for?
German-based company.
Okay, that
Mhm.
that doesn't surprise me because for some reason, and Marielle says hello, and Deck is here saying hi. Both of them are students. Marielle is actually an intern now. Uh, what I've learned, which really is perplexing to me, it's like the whole concept of working from home is new to a lot of Philippine people. They didn't know that you could work from home. In fact, I met a guy, John Pagalayan, who runs the freelance movement, and he had started this because he was working as a freelancer, as a copywriter, uh, and he knew that you could work from home, but the general uh, perception was that freelancing was a scam. This is
Yeah.
what he told me. He said, "There's no way you could work from home," and it wasn't like it was frowned upon. It was like there's no way somebody's going to pay you to work from home. And actually, I know this is a fact, that mindset, because my first hire, Janine, we hired her to do graphic design and social media work. And she told me that her husband didn't believe that she was going to get paid to work from home until
Mm,
she got her first paycheck. So what happened was when COVID hit, this is what I believe happened. When COVID hit, a lot of Philippine companies had no choice but to let their people work from home. And just like in the United States, a lot of people said, you know what, I really like working from home. So now there's this whole new culture popping up. John Pagalion was at the forefront. I know he's got over 100,000 people in his group. Sherry Pineda is out there with her secret. What do you call it? The Secret Bookkeepers Academy. She's got like over 30,000 people in her group. My friend Coach Yan Yan has over 20,000 people in her group. So this is really it's exciting for me because I'm watching this all grow, grow
Mm.
from the ground up. And when people like you show up as students, we have close to 1,000 people that have taken one or more of our courses already, and it's growing. It's growing. So let's talk about that. So you find out that you can work from home. What was your next step? Because you already have a job, right? You're already secure with a job. You're already working from home. So what makes you now want to become a freelancer?
Actually, it's more on the flexibility. Yeah, because even if my company allows us to work from home, it's also different because we are time bounded. We have to work according to the time spent. But for a freelancer, you can work according to your time, depending on how you have negotiated with your clients. So I learned this along the way. Yeah.
So yeah, freedom, and I realized that it was over 20 years ago now. Actually, it's about 20 years. I think it was 2004 when I found out about this remote desktop technology where you could work from home uh, or anywhere. We say what, and what I said was, yeah, I could work from home or I could work from the Philippines. I like the idea of, because to me, accounting was like a ball and chain, to be honest with you. You had to
Mm,
work in an office, you had to drive to your clients. There was no, if you were lucky if you had clients that would mail you stuff, okay, because then you didn't have to drive to them. And
mm,
to me, the remote working was exactly what you said. It was freedom,
mm,
freedom. And the first person that I taught was actually my mother, who lived 2,000 miles away. And it freed her up. It freed her up. She was 62 years old with no accounting experience, and it allowed her to be able to stay at home and take care of her parents. So thank you for sharing that. It is really about freedom, time freedom, freedom to be with your family. Uh, just knowing that, listen, you don't have somebody looking over your shoulder, right? Watching you if you're going to clock in.
yeah.
So now okay, I can get the freedom, but you have the security of a job. How did you transition? What was your next step?
Yeah, actually, it's a preparation. So, with my experience, so I have already prepared myself that I have this certain finances to sustain me. Well, if I wanted to pursue this freelancing, so because as a mother, so I'm helping also my husband. So it's not easy, definitely, for me to say, okay, I will resign from my work and then I will do freelancing full time. So I believe that in everything that we do, we have to be prepared and we have plan A, plan B, and plan C. So I've been doing this for several years. So for me, this is not so easy, I may say, but I already prepared my ground for this.
So I love that. I love that because you approached it like a business.
Mm,
And this is what I tell my clients. I'm like, you need to have a budget. You need to know what your living expenses are, and don't quit your day job until your business is going to produce enough to cover your
mm.
expenses. So, how old are your children?
My daughter is 17 years old. I only have one child.
Okay.
Yeah, so far.
So she was what, like 13 or 14 when you started this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you have a good foundation, and so what was your background in accounting? What software were you using?
Actually, I've been using SAP, Oracle. Um, I also use QuickBooks and some other ERP systems. So that's why. But I'm really loving learning new systems. So this is one of my interests as well.
Yeah. So Oracle, SAP, if people aren't familiar with that, that's like a really high-end accounting program. Uh, that's not like, big companies use software like that. That's not the typical type of software that a freelancer
Yeah.
needs. QuickBooks, yeah.
Mm.
Now, were you familiar with the desktop version or QuickBooks Online?
I'm familiar with both because in my previous company, we started with QuickBooks Desktop, and then we transitioned to QuickBooks Online.
Okay. So you already have a foundation in QuickBooks. Now you have to start trying to land jobs, right?
Mm.
Freelancing jobs. And how did you go about that?
Actually, it's not easy, I may say. It's not so easy to land a job. I had sent hundreds of application, I may say, because I also recorded all my my applications and those that came back to me, uh, inviting me for an interview. So all of this, I make a record, and then after 50 applications, I receive one interview, and then I say, "Oh, this
Wow.
is not." Yeah, I said, "Oh, the statistic is really is really not so good." But it challenges me, so I keep on sending, and also I attended some short courses on how to attract clients and what are the strategies that I have to do, connecting. Connecting and connecting, and then yeah, so after my first interview, uh, sad to say I have not able to land a job, but after that first interview, um, there are a lots of interviews that comes,
Really?
because yeah, maybe because yeah, it's, I believe that there's always a first time, so it's really different, I may share. It's really different to be interviewed in a freelancing job rather than for a corporate setup. So I've been used to a corporate setup. Maybe my approach, the way I connect, the way I communicate is so different. So I realized, okay, so it's so different. Then I have to adjust the way I communicate with my prospective clients. It's really totally different, I may say. So they
Yeah.
are not after your credentials. They are not really after of what have you done, what are the experiences, what are the degrees that you have. It's more on how you connect to them, and then how are you able to present the value that you can add to the company or to the organization. Yeah.
Yeah. I love your approach. A lot of people would. It is discouraging. I remember, things were a lot different when I started looking for a job. There was no internet. You had to actually travel, so you couldn't. There was no way to send out 50 resumes. Like, it's easy now to send out 50, answer 50
Mm,
job posts, but it's discouraging, and your story sounds a lot like Luz's story. Luz, is our operations manager, but I think she was like at 40 before she even got an interview. uh, so it's the tenacity. It's, listen, you sound like, listen, you knew what you wanted and you weren't going to give up.
Mm.
And yeah, it's adapting. It's adapting. And I like the fact that what you said, that it's different interviewing for a freelancing job. uh, I think the thing is, what business owners want to know is, how are you going to help me now?
Mm.
Right? They want to know, what are you going to do for me? We don't care that you went to Harvard, you got an MBA,
Yes.
you got a
Yes.
PhD. We don't care that you were rocket science. We
Mm.
just need help, right? And you mentioned about the connection.
Mm.
It's the connection with people, the personal relationship,
Mm.
right? So thank you for making that clear. So now you're doing the interviews, and tell me when did you get your first client? How did that feel?
Actually, I landed my first client after 10 months. So,
Wow.
yeah, after 10 months. So I said, oh, really? It's not that easy to land a client. When I landed my first client, then another clients come. So it's now easy to have and add clients. So when I landed, maybe because I also have this, I may say, standard of landing a clients, or signing up with the clients. So even if, let's say, we already agreed, but I cannot feel that I can deliver or help the client, so I don't push, so I don't sign. So um it is, I believe, my social responsibility to be honest with my client. So it's not because of the money. So money will comes next if we are really honest, and we maintain the integrity that we have. So when I landed my first clients, I'm so happy. Really, I jump. I tell my husband, "Oh, finally, this is the first client that I want, and I want to help." And then so far until now, this client, I may say, is an ideal client that I really wanted, because this client wanted me full time, but I cannot, because still I'm working corporate. So I
Yeah.
tried to negotiate that. Are you fine if I work 3 hours a day, or I can just made up the numbers? Let's say if you want me to work 30 hours, then within the week I will just make the 30 hours. So I'm actually, when I do this proposal, I'm really nervous that this client may not agree, but maybe because of the conversations that we have, um, I got him. So I'm
Wow.
so happy. Yeah.
Awesome. So how long ago was that?
Actually, that was last year. So we are about to, like, almost a year. So it
So
will be
there's still a
almost a year.
client?
Still my client.
Still. Wow.
Yeah, still
So
my client.
how long did it take you to resign from your full-time position?
Actually, right now I'm still doing my corporate job.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
wow. You're a
Yeah,
superwoman.
I'm doing my corporate job, and I'm doing my freelancing. So
Wow. And
yeah,
did you
because of this
add
client, yeah, because my client is really understandable. So I negotiated that I cannot work full time. I cannot work 100% to him, because it's included in the contract that I have to be 100% no other employer. So
right?
that's why I believe that if you are honest and you lay down all the cards to the client, your prospective clients, they may understand, and they will.
I love your integrity, your approach, because I try to tell people money is a result.
Mm.
money is a result of something that you've already done. And if you follow what you're saying, if you follow, your principles, it's all going to work out. Now, have you added any new clients, or you, because that's a lot. That's a
Actually, I
lot of,
added. Yeah,
oh
I
my
added
God.
two more, but this one is it's not so regular. So it's like in a month, I have just to work 5-10 hours. So that's why I can do it weekend. And then the other one, which is really time consuming, it's because it's a tax client, which I got after I have my course from you, the 5 weeks. Yeah. So this
Oh,
one is on call. So if tax season, then I can work. But right now, so from time to time, this client will give me project. But I'm also honest with him. If I cannot do it, then I will say, sorry, I cannot do it. So I will not get it because right now I'm so my hands are full, so I don't like
yeah,
also to suffer the integrity of the work, or I don't like that one. So because it's not only for the money, so I want to maintain my relationship with them.
yeah. It sounds like you're almost at the point where you might want to start thinking about taking on some help. Have you considered that?
Actually, some of my clients that I get, I give it to my colleagues who are now a freelancer also, who I met during my courses where I
Right.
enrolled some courses. Yeah. So if I cannot really execute and deliver, then I just give it to a friend. Mm.
Okay. That's another approach. Are you part of our Jumpstart community?
Not yet, because right
Okay.
now really my hands are so tied
I
up.
I could
I
see
really
that.
wanted, I really wanted, but because
So
I want to be uh, I may say I can really participate. So this is one of my points also. If ever I join, I will really want to give time and participate.
yeah, I appreciate that. But what we offer in Jumpstart is, number one, we teach people how to start their own agency. Okay,
Mm,
which means, okay, you're going to start, bringing team members on, delegating responsibilities so you can grow your agency. But that's not for everyone. That's not for everyone.
mm,
Owning an agency is a whole different type of responsibility than just handling your own clients. Now you got to make sure that you got enough work to pay your people. What if you lose a
right.
big client? It's a responsibility. So I tell people, listen, that's it. Not everybody, just because you're a freelancer, doesn't mean you have to do what I did and
Mm,
start, building a whole agency. It comes with other types of stresses, other issues. Now you got to start managing people. You got to have standard operating procedures. It's totally different than what you're doing. It's a whole nother level of I like to say, a whole nother level of insanity.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so
I
you know
agree.
it's good to know. And one of the subjects that we just covered in Jumpstart is self-assessment. Okay, I,
Mm,
I found it for my business life and my personal life. Self-assessment is invaluable. And if you don't know what I mean by self-assessment, there's a lot of different ways to self-assess. One way is to actually take a self-assessment test. There's a couple that you could take for free. There's a disc analysis, there's a Clifton Strengths Finder, there's a Colby test, and all of them give you different aspects of your personality. So thank you for sharing that. Now let's get on to my favorite subject, which is Bedrock.
ah,
Okay, and how you found Bedrock and what prompted you, because it sounds like you already had a lot on your plate and now you want to learn about taxes, right? So how did you find us, and what was the result of you taking the course?
Yeah, actually, I'm also a member of Coach Yan Yan a Facebook page, so or Facebook group. So I
Yeah,
saw
serving
it
people.
there that there is this Bedrock courses. So it took me really time before I joined or before I enrolled. That's why I enrolled Bats 4. So I have really to prepare everything because it's a Saturday. Um, Although I don't have any work Saturdays because we really we are really doing the work life balance. We really exercise this work life balance. So we don't work weekend. We don't work as much as possible after 6 o'clock. No more calls as much as possible. Or
That's
so when
important.
I see that there is this tax course from batch one, I'm already planning to enroll before the batch one, but I am handling then a project. And then comes batch two, batch three. Still, my project is not yet done because there's a lot of development that make it more or it push more to the timeline that we are aiming. Then finally, when I finish and deliver my projects, and now the batch 4 is open, and I say, yeah, okay, now my schedules are a bit okay, and I have free time Saturdays. Okay, now I will enroll because I also discussed this with my manager. We have this in our corporate setup before, like we enrolled in courses. We have to ensure and align it with our manager that it will not affect our current schedule and the task that is assigned to us. And also there is no how to say this conflict with with what we are doing. So that's
Right.
why I said, oh, US taxation. So I'm not doing any US taxation. So I'm doing local tax, but I'm not doing US tax. So I told my manager, is it okay for me to enroll in this course? Okay, no problem. As long as you can do it, it will not affect your work, then go ahead. It doesn't have any conflict at all. So I signed this one page where I submitted to HR to document that I am doing some studies and eventually do some freelancing. I have to really declare it. We have this declaration form in our company. So I have to declare that eventually I may be getting clients, but it will not have
Wow.
any conflict with my work. So
I
yeah.
like this company. They're a
Yeah. So
German company.
yeah, it's a German company.
Wow, not
So
many companies would like their employees to be doing that. That's really out of the box, I think.
yes, we have this declaration form to all employees that they can do business, but as long as they have to declare it, because it will also protect you
Wow.
and protect the company. Yeah, because some
Yeah,
of yeah,
I
yeah.
really admire that. I
Mm,
admire that because, to be honest with you, we all of our team members are full time, and I don't know because some of them are here. Eileen is here, Luz is here, Marielle is a an intern right now with her own agency. But I'd like to think that they would feel it's okay to get their own clients. And actually, I'm going to have a conversation with them because of what you just said. Uh, the truth is anybody can do it. That my people can already have their own clients and like hide it from me, But I would rather, one of our core values is transparency.
Yeah.
I would rather them say, "Hey, Joe, I got a chance to have another client." I would say, "That's great.
Mm.
Kudos. Do it." Uh, so that's really it's nice to know that there's companies out there like that, because not many other companies out there would allow their employees
Mm.
to work. In fact, it's the opposite. In the US, they would probably tell their employees, listen, you can't have any other clients, right?
Yeah.
So why US taxes? What interested you about that?
Actually, I joined one session like this on FB Live, where they say that there is this scarcity, or the statistic now for the U.S. preparer is really a blue ocean. So
Oh
they
yeah,
say, yeah, it's a blue ocean. So when I hear the blue ocean, okay, this is an opportunity. Then okay, so if my boss or my manager allows me, then I can pursue this, and then I can retire early, because
yes,
I wanted to retire really early. And then I love the concept of doing it anywhere. So I love traveling. So if I can travel a lot and doing some taxes, then I said, okay, this is great. Who doesn't love freedom and working anywhere, earning money? So
yeah,
it really inspired me and pushed me to to take the course.
nice. God bless you. God bless you. So can I share something with you
Sure.
about your future? So you're never going to actually retire, okay? You're never, because you're going to love this so much, and you're
Mm,
going to get clients that you're going to love, and you're going to be able to, because it's not about money anymore.
mm,
It's about doing what you love doing. And you're going to say, you know what? I can travel on vacation. I can go to Hawaii, and I could still do this person's tax return.
mm,
Okay. I could still make some money, keep them happy. I'm satisfied. And so that's not, I'm like, because the truth is, I don't think business owners ever retire. You, you may not realize this, but you're an entrepreneur. You're an entrepreneur. You're a business owner now. You're not just an employee.
mm,
And entrepreneurs just don't retire. Once you get this thing in your blood, it's almost like we have to serve. We have to help people. And if you don't do that, it's almost like there'll be something missing.
mm.
You're gonna miss doing that work and getting that personal satisfaction. So, you have a lot of fans here. There's a lot of people. Yeah, Mario made a comment. It's good to be transparent in everything, uh, and that's the truth. So, Gemma, this has been really, really nice. I really appreciate your time. Uh, and I appreciate you being a student, and not only being a student, but now taking that knowledge and monetizing it.
Yeah.
I try to tell my students, if you take this course and you don't do anything with it was a waste of both our time. It's because knowledge, unapplied knowledge, is really useless. So it's really good to see a student that took the information, and now you've monetized it, and the best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
So now you get a chance to give give the world your words of wisdom. What kind of advice would you tell somebody that was in your position? They're in a corporate job. They're not. They want the freedom, but they might not have the courage or the, they don't know what to do next. what would you say to them?
Actually, for me, it's three things. First, the number one for me is patient. So we have to be patient to endure the uh, the time we have to spend whenever we wanted to learn something, and whenever we wanted to venture into something. So we have to be very patient. Number two, we have to be prepared. So preparation is a key. So we cannot just jump because we see that there is an opportunity, and we have to be prepared emotionally, personally, and of course financially. So because we are not only like alone, so we have family, so we have to ensure that we are ready. So we have to be prepared. And third, we have to be very honest in everything that we do. So we have to be honest in a sense that we are transparent to our client. So in these three attitudes that I am exercising right now, I may say that you will go far. Money will comes next. And before I ended this, I would like to say thank you to Bedrock, because the first client that I had, I may say, is not that much paying, but when I got my tax client, it's really really worth my first paycheck with my tax client pays off all the investment I invested. Really, it
Wow.
pays off. Yeah. So that's why I'm really more on pursuing the tax part rather than the accounting side. So I'm not adding any more of my accounting clients because I want really to focus on the tax preparation. But when I do the preparation, we also have to really have the basic understanding, have all the research that we need, because it's not that easy, but it pays off and pays big, I may say. Yeah.
Thank you for, yeah, telling me what I've known for a long time. There's a tremendous opportunity out there, really, for anyone. You know, you actually don't even need a college degree to become a tax preparer.
Mm,
There's no requirement to have a college degree. You you could just take a course. You don't have to take my course, but you could learn how to do taxes and become a tax preparer. And like I said in the beginning, they're unbelievable. I wish the opportunities uh, that are there today were there when I started. Okay.
mm,
It was a lot different, a lot different. So, and I keep saying this because it's really a perfect storm. It's like
mm.
the opportunity that's out there right now might not be there 10 years from now.
I agree.
It might not be there. Uh, I don't know. Nobody knows. What I do know is it's here right now, and you're living proof. You just said it. You know, your first check paid off all of your the
Yes.
investment that you made in
Mm,
getting here. So, thank you so much, Gemma. God bless you. God bless your family. And I know, you know, like I said, the best is yet to come. I
yeah.
do have a banner on the bottom. The reason is, you know, I like to invite anybody that wants to talk about their freelance career. Just go to timewithjoe.com. I like to connect with people.
Mm,
You might be the next Gemma. I don't know. Don't be shy. This is what I do. This is my job, is to connect people to this tremendous opportunity. So that's my story. I'm sticking with it. Uh, have a great weekend, everybody. If you're part of the Jumpstart community, we have a great webinar tomorrow. I hope to see you there.
mm.
And over and out. God bless. Have a great weekend. Thank you again, Gemma. And
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, everyone.
thank you to everyone that commented and watched the live stream. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.